Hey y'all, welcome to the Clock Tower. I'm Colton, here with Brandon. 5 cards, 5 minutes returns with uncommons, commons, and a couple of trial deck cards from the new Quintessential Quintuplets set. Brandon, what's our first card?
First up, we have the Yotsuba, Honest and Positive. Start of Climax phase, you can choose one of your characters to give 1,000 power. You can also then rest 2 characters. Choose one to gain on reverse blind stock. So a great way to be able to pump up power to try to win something over, and then also attach on reverse blind stock to potentially that target or something else. So building stock up, especially for a deck that requires a lot of stock, and power to win board. Fantastic profile.
I really like the power on this. Being able to selectively give 1,000 power to something can really help get over standby targets, things like that. And also, obviously, on reverse blind stock. As much as I don't love blind stock for compression purposes, having a lot of stock, especially if you can pay it out immediately, always a good thing to have. Next is a level 0 Ichika. It's a clean cut that gains 1,000 power on your turn. Essentially, if you have this and the other Yotsuba on board on your first turn or your second turn at level 0, you get the reverse with this, swing in at 4,000, and bring the Yotsuba power pump back to the back row.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Clean Cut's actually a pretty powerful profile with this deck, especially because you're trying to save resources both on board and in hand. This allows you to do that, so you can push for damage, save characters. So next up we have this level 1 Yotsuba. During your turn, gains 1,000 power, combos with the bar climax. On attack, mill 2, then you can salvage based on the level of those 2 cards combined. Able to selectively plus from the waiting room. It sits at 6-5, so it is at just a little bit under, but with that level 0 we looked at earlier, sits at 7-5, right where you need to be for about that power threshold. You're guaranteed a plus off of this card as long as you're milling characters. So getting cards back into hand, it's 1-for-1 here in this case with the combo. Definitely helping you move forward.
Yeah, this is a cigarettes combo. We've seen it before, the Shizu, the Reen. It's on a bar, which I don't love. Lots of blind stock in this deck, in this set. But like you said, it can get to the power threshold when it has the back row. So 7-5 kind of the key number because of level 1 standby targets, things like that. So this can get there. Next up, level 1 Ichika. It's a 1-1, level assist 500 times level. And then when you trigger a choice, you can pitch a character, top check 2, add 1. This is neat because it's hand filter on the choice trigger in addition to the choice trigger. So you're paying 1 for a little bit of extra power, which this combined with the level 0 gives 1,500 power to something, which pushes the level 1 combo to 8,000, which is good. It also turns every choice trigger into a plus and a hand fix, which is nice. Gets rid of things you don't need. It potentially replaces them with events or climaxes, which is nice. In 8 choice, this is pretty viable. In 4 choice 8 bar, maybe less so. But because the choice top end is the best top end in this set, I think this could see play.
Yeah, I think some of that power pump, I think, is enough to be able to keep it around, as well as when you trigger choice effects. Like, being able to change out a card with the soul trigger for a card that you're looking for that's maybe will cost less, so you can save stock. Or looking at an ability to draw into the climax to be able to loop your combo once again. I think that that's very helpful for this deck, especially with a deck that really relies pretty heavily on climax combos and looping those combos. Being able to continually draw into a climax, pretty important, and I think that this helps with that. Last up, we have this 2-1 Ichika. During your turn, gains 1,500 power for every other character in your field. When you play the choice climax, you can look at the top card of your deck and either leave it on top or put it in waiting room, and gain the ability to blind stock. So you can figure out what the first trigger of your deck is going to be, and you gain on reverse blind stock. You can blow up against 2/2s as opposed to having to face against level 3s as a level 3 killer. So you can remove standby targets from field for less cost, and if you throw down the choice climax, you're replacing the stock cost when you get the reverse.
This is really nice. It gets power from all the back row things we've talked about, so this can get up easily to 14,000, 15,000 power when you play it with the choice climax, which is big enough to get over a lot of early plays and 2/2s, even with backup. So really useful profile. I think this is going to be teched in the choice lists for sure. And that's it for us. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday. I will have a deck tech. We'll have gameplay for that the following Thursday, and a clock talk the following Tuesday. We'll be back with 5 cards, 5 minutes for Data Bullet in 2 weeks. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.
We'll see you then.